Welcome back to the Melanin Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Corey. We've reached part 4, the final episode in our Love Lessons from Grandma series. And before we go any further, I just want to say thank you for being here with me through this month. These episodes have been heartfelt, reflective, and honestly, soul-tugging. And while they haven't always been easy to record, they have been deeply meaningful. And today we're ending the series with my favorite part, the wellness habits that I inherited from my grandmother and how I updated them to fit my life. How we care for our bodies is almost always a learned behavior. So throughout this series, I've talked about how what my grandmother lived and demonstrated shaped the way that I understand health and wellness in ways I didn't fully understand until adulthood. One of the most important lessons she taught me, without saying it directly, was this: there is no one-size-fits-all approach to health and wellness. That lesson became critical for me when I started updating her habits. I needed to understand that evolving them didn't mean that I was abandoning her legacy. It meant honoring it. And that was so important to me. My grandmother would often ask me how I stayed slim and fit after having all of my children. She used to joke that I had avoided the old age spread. For those of you in my age bracket and older, you know exactly what that is. And she'd call me Skinny Minnie, not fully understanding the lifestyle changes I had made after my last child. And that makes sense. Our elders were often in survival mode when it came to food. Eating clean or healthy wasn't the goal. Keeping everyone alive and fed was. And that context matters. There are so many things that my grandmother did that I still carry with me because they worked. I kept the belief that food is love. Cooking at home, feeding people, and making sure no one who walks through the threshold of my house leaves hungry will always be part of who I am. That wasn't just nourishment, it was connection. I kept consistency over perfection. My grandmother didn't do trends. She did what she could, when she could, and she did it regularly. That mindset still guides me more than any wellness rule ever could. I kept the importance of daily care, moisturizing, hydrating, grooming, minding my business, and taking pride in how you present yourself, not for other people, but because it signals self-respect. That lesson was taught without a single lecture, just demonstration. I kept the understanding that our bodies tell stories. She paid attention. She noticed changes. She listened in the ways that she knew how. That awareness laid the groundwork for how I tune into my body today. And I kept her belief that you don't wait for special occasions to take care of people. Love was shown daily, quietly, consistently. What I updated wasn't the intention. It was the information. I updated how I move my body. Exercise isn't something I do to change how I look. It's something I do to support how I live. Strength, mobility, and flexibility are part of how I take care of my future self. I updated how I nourish myself. I still eat foods I love, but now I understand balance, blood sugar, and how what I eat affects my energy, my hormones, and my mood. Nourishment has become support, not restriction. I updated my relationship with rest. Rest is no longer something that I earn after exhaustion. It is something I schedule, something I protect, and something I respect. That one change alone has been life-shifting. I updated how I listen to my body. I don't ignore the signals anymore. Hunger, fatigue, tension, and stress all get my attention now on the first scream without guilt. And most importantly, I updated the belief that sacrifice has to equal love, because it doesn't. Love can be sustainable. Love can be supportive. Love includes me. I didn't change these habits because my grandmother was wrong. I changed them because I had more options, more information, and she would have wanted me to use them. As we close this beautiful series, I want to leave you with this. Our grandmothers and elders didn't have the language for wellness the way that we do now, but they understood care, consistency, and love. They did the best that they could with what they had, and we get to do the best we can with what we now know. Updating the legacy isn't disrespect. It's responsibility. It's honor. Every time that you choose rest without guilt, every time that you nourish your body with intention, and every time that you listen instead of override, you are carrying forward their love, their legacy, their sacrifice forward, just in a new way. If this series took you home and took you down your own memory lane, I hope that it reminded you that love doesn't stop with them. It lives in how you care for yourself now. I would love to hear from you. So if you'd like to leave me a message about how this series took you down your own journey, I'd love to hear from you on our SpeakPipe. It'll be available for you in the show notes. And before we part, let's take one final breath together. Inhale slowly through your nose. Feel your chest rise. And exhale gently through your mouth. Allow your shoulders to soften. No rush, no fixing, just gratitude. Thank you for walking with me through these memories. And until next time, be gentle with yourself.